Till about whoa. Are you on? Are we live?
Yes, we are live.
And I'm about to open it and mute it because we don't need the reverb.
And yep. Peaches still has my nuts in her purse.
Well, what? We have a yellow live button. We have a yellow live button.
Live. Yeah, we are live.
We are live. I guess we should do intros.
Greetings, everyone. It is Scooby331 off. Fuck it. It's Tara.
We are so fucking professional, guys. just to let you know. Welcome to the most unprofessional election coverage you're going to see tonight. I guarantee I will hurt your feelings. If that bothers you, just click like and leave. I'm Nano Reaper.
And go ahead and introduce yourself, Six.
Hello, I'm the next 6 minutes. Well, I'm here. I've had a lot of tea today, so I've been taking a lot of bathroom breaks.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to go potty about
shine from its new metal mug of doom. So yeah. Oh man. And we are at Texas is at 19% reporting, with Ted Cruz leading, but not by enough for me to be comfortable. So a little over 100,000 votes, and it's looking like it's going to be that way all night.
Well, so far I have the updates for Florida due to my local news channel's Twitter. Our tax increase, people voted 66% voted yes.
What kind of idiot? Sorry. What kind of people vote to increase their taxes?
And it says on here, super majority for tax increases. 2/3 vote in each member of the Florida state legislature would be required to impose new taxes or fees to increase existing taxes.
You know what? Just fucking tax Disneyland. Just tax them. Tax them. Put a bad movie tax and apply it to everything they make in the Star Wars franchise.
And my state is staying red. Our attorney general, so far at 52%, is Ashley Moody, a GOP. Limit property tax assessments, 66% voted yes. I voted yes on it to limit them. I'm not even fucking worried about the school board districts. I really don't care. Ban drilling and vaping, 68% voted yes. And I actually looked that up. Amendment 9, strange but very real ballot initiative that bundled together two completely unrelated issues. And that's because they were only allowed to put in so many bills that they had to
combine. Okay, so it wasn't vote for get rid of the douche cannon vapes and ban offshore drilling. It was ban one or the other, or it was you either had to vote yes or no for both.
Correct.
So
it is the latter.
Yeah. So they basically canonized it, or they made it so you had to. They put two unrelated episodes on, and basically said, boom.
Yeah. So far, with more than 60% of voters, the amendment passed and will revise the state constitution to prohibit both offshore oil and gas drilling and the use of e-cigarettes in indoor workplaces.
Okay, so you can still douche cannon outside.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I do that most of the time anyway, unless, otherwise told otherwise.
Right. So basically they're doing what most states have done, which is treat vaping like cigarettes in indoor spots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, now, the only time I actually vape when I'm in a place is at Walmart, and that's because it can get so crowded that I can't find a spot to hide because I'm grocery shopping. And then I do it very discreetly. And that's to help calm my anxiety. That's why normally when I go grocery shopping, it's at 3 a.m. when there's hardly anyone in the store. So
I used to have a bit of that when I was younger.
Now, this one I'm against because my main thing is I don't believe in gambling. And two, I personally believe that the gambling should have stayed in the hands of the Native Americans of Florida. Voter control of gambling, 71% voted yes, meaning the people and the politicians get to control it instead of the Native Americans. And the Native...
Now, to be honest, I've been around a lot of Indian casinos, and I think the general public does a better job of controlling it than...
That's just it. We don't have that many here.
I mean, there's the thing is you only have the Seminole Reservation, which is the only place they're going to have casinos, and we
also have a Cherokee Reservation.
Yeah, but I mean, you also realize that they're going to push Miami. That was going to go through anyway. The tax revenue that can be generated from gambling alone makes it worth it.
Yeah, but as a convenience, trained, and I loved my last job as a convenience store clerk in Georgia. I've just seen so many people, because in my opinion, playing the lottery is gambling. People spend, from $1 to $800 on tickets just for a one in what?
I'm going to put it this way.
35 million chance to win the fucking Powerball.
I'm going to put it this way.
Okay, by gambling.
Are you talking lottery or are you talking casinos?
I'm talking both.
All right. I'm going to put it this way. To quote Benjamin Franklin.
Are you also lumping in machines?
Yes.
Yeah. A fool and his money are soon parting.
Yeah.
I mean that is a personal responsibility thing. I mean, it's like, okay, if you're an alcoholic and you blow all of your paycheck on alcohol and get shitty drunk, and then like have $1 to eat for the next 2 weeks, that's not anyone's fault but your own. I'm just saying.
Yeah, people with chemical dependence is that is their they prioritize that into their budget, and when addiction, they prioritize it. Everything else is secondary. Their vices become their vices.
My mom was that way. She always budgeted for beer and drugs. But luckily she still had brains enough that, when she realized she's out of money for that, she went to my family for help and had no problem asking for help, unlike a lot of people where they don't ask for help.
I mean, I had my chocolate milk budget, so, and that's just because I drink like 3 gallons of chocolate milk a week. But I drink a shit ton of milk anyway, but that's beside the point.
Let's see. State House District 22. Charlie Stone, GOP at 64%. District 19, Bobby Payne, GOP, 74%. District 10, we got Chuck Brannon, 73%, also a GOP. Fucking Keith Perry made it. He's a fucking GOP. I can't stand that man. In dog racing, we were getting rid of the greyhound racing, and a lot of people think that the dogs will be shot. But in Florida, it's not legal for them to just kill off greyhounds. They have to try to knock them out.
You're getting rid of the only reason to come visit Florida? Seriously? That's like the only reason that and watching highlight is the only reason to go to fucking Miami.
Oh, we have Ocala highlight.
I mean, the Greyhound tracks, and the highlight games, and seeing guys still wearing no socks with shoes with no socks and wearing suits. You know,
I would only go to Miami for two reasons. One would be a pulled pork sandwich, and the other would be a mojito, but only if it's not made with a bunch of crap and sugar in it. I can't stand sugary mojitos.
Oh, you mean ones that are made like fucking for like girls that are like 99% sugar and will send you to diabetic coma?
I know those. Oh gosh. Oh.
I know.
Why do people do that shit?
I personally prefer my mojitos with more mint than sugar.
Yeah, a shit ton of mint. Get rid of the sugar. You don't need the sugar. You just need the mint.
Yeah, make it with simple syrup, mint, and I mean, I've gotten mojitos. You look at the bottom of the glass and you can see sugar. And
yeah,
it's like I'm not even going to enjoy this drink.
Yeah, it's a waste of sugar too. Let's be honest. It's not dissolved into the stuff, so you get that last when you down that last gulp, you get that grainy fucking wave of nasty.
Yeah,
it's like idiots that pour sugar, table sugar into their iced tea, and stir it like crazy people, expecting it to dissolve. No.
If you're gonna do that, you have to pour it into it when it's still warm, make it dissolve, and then stick that bitch in the fridge.
Right.
No, you really want to do it right. Right as the water's boiling, that's when you add the sugar.
That's usually when I add the sugar.
And I mean, I add like a shit ton because when I make, like I'll put like 5 tea bags in the pot, to make tea, and then I will add like a full cup of sugar, and that way it'll dissolve properly. And and then when that goes into the big tea jug in the refrigerator, that only makes about half of that jug, and then you fill it up with water because you've made it so strong that you want to, fill it full of water as well, because to basically, dilute it. So
I am, I admit, I am a fan of a very strong tea, just almost on the verge of undrinkably bitter.
Finally, it's coming in projections that Ted Cruz is going to defeat Beto O'Rourke, and I'm actually happy. I mean, this race is, and I'm not going to call it yet because, I mean, I'm thinking that we're going to keep this. We're going to keep the Senate. We're going to lose the House. But the thing is, anything introduced in the House
has to pass the Senate,
and then still has to not be vetoed. And you know what? I'm thinking that President Trump is not afraid to say "fuck you." I'm not happy that 3 districts are flipping blue in Texas. But then again, this is why we need better border control. I'm also going to be interested in. There's already reports coming in of massive voter fraud in Harris County, in letting DACA recipients vote. These people are not citizens, and they shouldn't be able to vote. And and that's kind of to my point of being.
You're talking about Harris County, Texas, right?
Yeah, that's already. Houston. Yeah, there needs to, and even with cheating, he's not. He doesn't even have. Beto doesn't have a 10-point lead in Harris County. So,
Yeah, I live in Behar County.
And
that's essentially San Antonio.
And you know what? Even O'Rourke doesn't even have a 20-point lead in Behar County. He has an 18% lead, which is about what I expected. Now, Austin is what he thought he was going to get in every city, 75% of the vote.
Austin is Austin.
Yeah, Austin needs to be stricken from just needs to be a non-voting capital district. And of course, he's got 75% in El Paso. But all of these little farm districts like mine, like my county, okay, he got 16. Beto O'Rourke got 16% of the vote. We know where all 2,000 of those fucking retards live. They live in Decatur. They're stupid felony convicted oil well workers that got deferred adjudication, so actually get all their rights back.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the fucking retards that vote for Beto. Yeah, I mean, okay, Dallam County, Beto O'Rourke got 139 votes, and Cruz got 969. Hartley County. Okay, these are all counties way out in the Texas Panhandle. 1,000 people own the entire fucking county.
Pretty much.
I'm not kidding. I'm really not kidding.
Yeah, I have family up there, so I know how it works.
Yeah, Switzer County. It's and see, the thing is though, these people out there actually produce stuff. They grow cotton, especially up in the Panhandle.
Mm-hmm.
It's about there's more cotton grown in Texas Panhandle than there is in Georgia. So you want to talk about, and of course it all gets stripped and then sent over to fucking thanks to Obama and them, that Trans-Pacific Front, it would have ended up all in Bangladesh and turned into cheap T-shirts. By the way, cheap shit's no longer made in China. They've outsourced it.
Yeah, India.
Well, Bangladesh, actually. Sri Lanka and Africa is the new, you're getting your shitty shit made there. Nike opening sweatshops all throughout the fucking...
the boutique stuff, it actually comes from Thailand now. You can't get the cheap shit from Thailand anymore.
So here in Florida, we've voted 78% to prohibit lobbying and abuse of office. Restore voting rights to felons, 64%. In favor.
Oh,
it's to felons that had nonviolent crimes, like somebody that happened to have weed on them and got a felony for it.
I don't have a problem with that. In all honesty,
hold on a second. Go ahead and talk amongst yourselves.
I do not have a problem with restoring rights to felons.
Petty drug offenders should not have their rights stripped from them.
I believe all nonviolent felons, and I believe their gun rights should come back. I believe everything should come back. I believe only violent felons should lose their rights.
Right.
We're gonna go because Scooby's not here. And well, no, fuck off New Year's time. No.
Sorry, my roommate's not happy about it. She doesn't think felons should be able to vote, and as long as it's not a violent crime like child molesting or murder, I don't care. If they've just had too much weed on them and got a felony for it, then I'm cool with it.
I mean, I don't care because I think it's stupid to take away somebody's rights for anything like that. I'm going to look at the New York results.
So far, it is projected that the Republicans will continue to keep the Senate.
Yeah, I mean, And that was why did we go to what I didn't want? I wanted to go to New York. Fucking A. I want to see how fucked New York is.
Oh, New York is blue. I mean, completely blue.
New York is Smurf jizz blue.
Yeah, yeah. That's it's now Smurf jizz is flat dark earth, and it's used to craft FN firearms. Because FN Herstall is from Belgium, and the Smurfs originated in Belgium.
Fabrique Nationale. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, there is Smurf. So Smurf jizz is flat dark earth in color.
Okay. So shit.
I can actually open up my scar, and inside it writes how many Smurfs they sacrifice to create the thing. I'm sorry. I went to now I sound like a fucking Canadian. I went to Dollar General today to grab like a gallon of milk, and I saw that they have all of their Halloween candy left over for 75% off.
Ah.
I went in for a gallon of milk. I spent $35. I can't walk past bags of like Nestle's miniatures for like $3. That's 50 candy bars for $3. I'm sorry. Assorted. So you get the baby Ruths, the Buddy Fingers, and the Nestle Crunches. And
I have the dancing candy corn bag right here.
Oh, yeah.
Still trying to find out who won governor.
Of what state?
Florida.
It was not Jillian, last I looked.
Oh, God.
Well, it's okay. Jillian was a piece of shit. He supported gun bans and wanted the cops to be completely disarmed. So I'm not really a big fan of him. I mean, yeah, I think cops are way out of hand nowadays with their whole "we're warriors" shit. But I don't really think we should be like just, giving them a fucking taser and going, please tell the criminals to behave.
I didn't want DeSantis.
Well, sometimes it's a giant douche and a turd sandwich.
Yeah, I'd rather have the douche.
Florida gun. Okay, let me put it this way: Florida would have lost a shit ton of businesses if Gilliam had been elected. Because like I had people that are like that own firearms companies in Florida. If Gilliam was elected, they were going to relocate. Oh, they've got a check mark by fucking Ted Cruz.
Yes.
That means it's a projected win.
Okay.
And
I don't care much for Ted Cruz, but I don't want that little greenhorn.
You mean the Irishman pretending to be a Mexican?
Yeah.
Hey, I'll buy you a Beto O'Rourke shot. Do you know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
I buy you a shot of Jameson and try to convince you it's tequila. No, I did not vote straight ticket this year, simply because there's a Bush on the Republican ticket that I cannot stand. Even though he's going to win, I'm one of those 123,000 libertarian votes because fuck a Democrat. But my thing is, I don't want the Alamo Cenotaph removed because it's offensive to Mexicans. Fuck you. We won the war. And you know what? Just to prove a big fuck you to people who think we should pour that down, I'm going to go pork my wife in the ass tonight. But I am going to use lube because I'd like to get laid again. For those of you that don't know, my wife's Mexican, so I can make all of the. I'm more Mexican than Beto because I've been in one.
I'm more Mexican because, well, I'm half. So
I'm making very rude jokes, but I've had too much sugar.
So that's what drinking those sugary South Florida mojitos will do to you.
Oh no, but the real mojitos aren't like if you go down into Miami and they get where you go to a good Cuban restaurant and order one, they're made right.
Yeah, a mojito with a pulled pork sandwich. That's
a Cuban pulled pork sandwich.
Yes, not just any pulled pork sandwich, a Cuban pulled pork sandwich cooked in a la caja china.
Yeah, that's the way to go. That's the real reason you go to Miami, unless you're a single guy and want to hit on Vietnamese girls,
or just really into Cuban jazz.
Yeah. So we're looking at I fucking hate that bush. But we are looking at it's just starting to run away with Ted Cruz at this point. Although I am not going to say it's over and done with. There's far too many not reported precincts. What this little shitty Hale County? Oh, what the fuck crack smokers live in that county? I'm actually more worried about District 23. And if you look on the the only reason I like the New York Times for election coverage is they update it as soon as the precincts come in. And District 23, it's such a close race. It's fucking ridiculous. It's 72,090 votes to 71,887 votes. It's 49.1 to 49%. If that is within the margin of error. So there is a chance that district will go to a runoff. My county is still deep red. The county next to me is still too light red for my taste. I need to move. Fort Worth is light red. Dallas is intermediate blue.
Yeah. Matches all the assholes from Plano.
Travis County is the color of Smurf diarrhea. Which I imagine Houston will get that way too. But then I got to remember how many people are violent felons in Houston and can't vote. So, I mean, they're at 36% and they're calling it, but I'm not going to call it until we're at 100%.
Right.
The last thing I want is a Dewey defeats Truman type shit, you know?
Yeah. Well, guys, I gotta jump off here. I gotta go prep for my own shindig.
Okay.
But y'all take it easy, and I guess I will see you all later.
Alrighty. Yeah, for Florida, it's right now 49.9% in favor of Ron DeSantis for governor, whereas Andrew Gillum is only at 48.9%. So it's not that far apart.
Anything under, I think, 2%, they still say is up for toss.
Yeah, it's still under 2%.
Yeah, but I mean, it was. I've already started getting emails.
That reminds me, I need to check mine because I get a bunch of those fucking emails for the president and shit.
Yeah. I mean, officially, the anti-veto memes are going. Oh, this means my favorite bartender has to shave his head. Which is good because I don't look good with a fucking I don't look good with a fucking cash with a fucking pencil. Um, um, with a pen with a fucking cop mustache. So I'm still not happy about losing the house, but I kind of expected it, to be honest. And I think that with the Democrats is going as far and as stupid as they are, um, you know,
Yeah, as Six has said on here before, I'm like the token Democrat on here. It's just I'm only registered Democrat.
well, I'm going to say this: the party that most Democrats agree with is no longer the party with the name D, with the um, you know, with the actually actually using, they're not actually the same Democratic Party from that we grew up with. This is They have become the party of the freaks and the weirdos and the people that actually hate this country. They've done nothing over the last 2 years to disavow themselves from the from Antifa. They've only gone on to encourage it and keep encouraging it. Um, and that to me is reason enough to walk away from it. And I don't think that they're going to do. I think people are going to think that they're going to go in and impeach Trump, and that they just are not going to be able to do that. But I think that they're going to slow down the improvement our country was having for the last 2 years. And it's going in 2020, when these fuckers are up for election, they're going to end up going,
oh shit,
what happened to my job?
Hey, Irv. Well, he was here.
Oh, no, he joined as Scooby.
Oh. Yeah, he has to leave quickly.
Yeah, because it'll crash the stream. And then we have to do restart.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's the thing. I think that, yeah, we're going to do it. Because we usually, once we have a president, the next time around, we have to, the House changes sides. The thing is, even then, I don't think they're even going to get a super majority. So, it's I would like to go out and drive around tonight and see the crying liberals, but I really don't feel like having my truck fucking egged. So,
how's it going, guys? Happy Election Day.
It's going not quite the way I wanted it to go, but enough of a way. And with it all said and done, it looks like Ted Cruz is going to win. So, our American from Canada. Well, actually, no. He is considered a natural-born U.S. citizen because he was born to 2 U.S. citizens in Canada.
Oh.
So,
Okay, I'm not happy about this.
Your man's still in place there?
No, DeSantos, he's the one that's so far in the lead for governor. His running mate, Jeanette Nunez, she's in favor of marriage of minors, which, in Florida, you have to have parental consent.
Right.
Well, this revises it to where parental consent is not required.
And is this like
you have to be 16 but you could get married without parental consent if you're under the age of 18.
Again, though, but she's the lieutenant governor. How much power does she really have?
Oh, she's sponsoring the bill.
And how much chance will the bill get through? I mean, you got to look that she was probably picked so the actual guy running would appeal to a certain demographic. With the last name Nunez, I'm going to say that's so she appeals to the Hispanic demographic, maybe?
Oh, most likely.
And we all know how Hispanics love getting married underage. What?
Oh, no. Fucking underage. I mean, I'm not so sure about marriage. Oh, and now with 39% picked, U.S. House District 23, one that's been flip-flopping all night, has flipped black red. So, yeah. The other two are really not up for contesting. They're like 7,000 points difference, and they are in god-awful areas like that need to be like removed from actual voting privileges because they're major cities. Again, I don't believe you fuckers that don't own property should be able to vote.
Last I checked, the Dems only gained 2 seats in the House, and they need 23. Is that changed?
I'm looking at actual House forecast, but this is the New York Times, so it's probably biased as fuck.
Oh, for sure.
It's showing the Dems are going to end up with 230 to 205. So they'll have a 25-seat majority.
Wow. Well, they needed to gain 23 seats, and they gained 2 at the halfway point. So I don't know how they're projecting this. Like, I'm actually talking about how many like officially gained seats do they have besides the 2 of which I know.
Well, I'm going to tell you they're going to gain 2 in Texas. Because I'm looking at the totals, and there's like 13,000 vote total. You know. But it's because they're fucking, it's Dallas and Houston. So I'm not, I wasn't even expecting these to win because there are too many. Again, I want to write the California containment bill, which say people from California are stripped of their constitutional rights and are no longer able to leave or move to other states without prior political checks to make sure that they are not fucking crazy fucking liberals, and contain them. But yeah.
See, I can't get behind that, man. I can't do it. I can't say, yeah, the answer to authoritarianism is different authoritarianism. I just don't see it.
Well, it's either that or violent revolution. So,
well, somehow that sounds cleaner, even though it'll be messier.
I mean, there's just 2 states I want to contain: New York and California, and make their vote count for 1/6. But it would pretty much, whatever. It is what it is at this point. So, and I'm sitting here looking at projections. Georgia, I'm going to look at the Georgia results right now because their governor race was very contested, and it looks like with 68% voting, Brian Kemp is going to take the governorship, which is a good thing because Stacey Adams had members of the Black Panthers armed to the teeth out waving her signs. So, you know.
I saw some of that on Twitter.
Yeah, and, you know, I'm laughing. I'm like, damn, I didn't know Soros would buy you a scar. You know? It's a fucking expensive rifle.
Ugh.
It looks like, and it's going to be overall, that state's going to remain red. New York, well, New York is going to end up as this blue fucking Smurf shit mess that it always has been.
Yeah, it's to be
Yeah,
expected.
I wish Scooby were actually here to comment on it because he went and voted today.
Yeah. I'm just saying that once you get people living in a city, the fundamental moral values change and what they expect from government changes. So even if they make a claim that they're conservative, they're not really like someone that lives out in the middle of the country conservative. There's a difference when you move from a small town of, say, 6,000 people to a couple 100,000 people living, you know, or a couple of million people living in a little blob, a rat warren, and their views of conservatism are completely different than those people that live out on open land. You know, it's like, because you get a lot of city folk, city conservatives going, I support the Second Amendment, but magazine restrictions, this restriction, that. I'm like, no, it's you support the Second Amendment. Period.
Yeah, I don't believe in banning guns. For Florida, it's we have a little bit, in my opinion, lenient laws when it comes to getting guns. I do think there should be a more thorough psychological check before you can get a gun.
I firmly believe if you haven't done anything, then you know what? There should be no infringement put on your rights. If you've not committed a violent felony, I have firm belief that you should not lose your right to keep and bear arms. And even a violent felony, 10 years after, fuck it, give them my rights back. You know. I mean, but the point is, most of the time, if they commit a violent felony, they're never getting out of jail again. So,
yeah, most of the time, yeah.
So, you know, and I don't believe that we should take the one check and balance out of people's hands, because cops are never around when you need one. I mean, and I mean, I can't carry a 200-pound cop on my back. I can carry a pound pistol on my waist.
So Messiah of Heck just made a tweet saying, voter ID laws are neither racist nor classist. If you cannot prove you're an American citizen, you should not be allowed to vote. I completely agree.
No, that's completely makes sense. I don't understand why this. I don't understand why fucking liberals in Washington, D.C. think black people don't have IDs.
No, I know.
I mean, you know, these motherfuckers, I see them. They have IDs. Trust me. They buy shit at liquor stores. They have IDs. You know, I mean, I'm 40. In my 40s, I still get carded. So you can't tell me that voter ID is not a good idea.
Shit, I was going to a specific store a lot, you know, because it was in my neighborhood at the time. And I would go in there, I wasn't wearing makeup or anything, and they wouldn't card me because I looked like I was in my 30s. I went in there one day wearing makeup because I was getting ready to go out, and they're like, let me see your ID. And I was like, are you kidding me? I come in here every day. And the guy's like, really? I was like, yeah. So I showed him my ID because I always carry it on me, because here, you know, you need to carry it on you because they'll fucking ID you for whatever reason. And he's like, "Oh my god, you're the same chick that comes in here every day." He's like, "You look so much younger with the makeup on." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, you look like you're 16." I was like, "Thank you." I don't know if I want to look that young. Oh.
Yeah, and it's starting to be a runaway in Texas. So I'm still not calling it, even though they put a check mark. And I would like to point out that he did not visit my county once in his thing, because at the same time he was supposed to be in my county, he was also supposed to be in the county next door, and he was busy in Fort Worth. So fuck him and his lying sack of shit's ass. Now, can we throw him in jail for his illegal contributions to the migrant campaign? I mean, the invasion train coming north. Again, like I said, 2 500-pound bombs would fix that shit.
Yep, just carpet bomb them. I'm good with that.
No, I mean, you don't even have to bomb them because Mexico's infrastructure is so poor. You wait till they're coming up to a bridge and you blow the bridge up in front of them. You don't kill any of them. You just stop them because now there's a river between them and there.
That could work.
I don't know. Isn't that one of the reasons why we chose Texas and California where they were, because of the Rio Grande?
Yeah, but see, the thing is, the Rio Grande is, in places, only a few inches deep at times of the year.
Personally, I think we need to turn it into the new Panama Canal and make it really fucking deep.
Even the Panama Canal's not that deep. And then you'd alter it, its saline content, and turn it from a freshwater river that feeds agriculture throughout the valley into a...
Okay, let me put it this way. Turn it into the new Grand Canyon. They try to cross it, they fall down, they die.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, a minefield on the border would do that also, but,
I'm okay with that one, too.
I'm just for freaking building a damn wall.
And yes, people, this is coming from the quote-unquote token Democrat of the group.
I'm for building a law. I'm for building I'm for building an actual wall and a giant pedestrian bridge that goes all the way from Texas, that they can walk up, climb, walk all the way to up north, and deposits them in Ontario.
Why? Because you just want to see me squirm. No other reason.
Well, okay. It deposits them at Justin Trudeau's house, and we can take them all in.
Turn into the new Joel Osteen.
Dude, that guy's a fucking dick. I mean, I don't understand why people go to mega churches. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, my ex-boyfriend, his family was a member of a mega church, and they literally, like, once they die, the church gets their fucking house and, 6 acres of land.
Ew, what the
And I was like, what? Why are you giving? They're like, it's our lifetime tithe. We don't have to give them any money other than, they get the house. And I was like, that's fucking stupid.
You don't have, tithing, you don't have to give them any money. I don't know where they get this idea. I mean, okay, yes, I know where they get the idea. I'm familiar with the verses and everything. I'm just saying, here's my point of view. I'm not a big fan of just, hey, my guy, my guy, Sid Miller, he was reelected. He's important to me. He's my agricultural commissioner. Yeah. So, you know, but I imagine if I drove past the bars right now in the little bitty shitty college town next door to my house, like a little bit of ways, I'm imagining with Ted Cruz predicted to win, we would be hearing tears. Um, just simply because, um, well, you know, it's the Beto memes are coming up fast and hard already. Um, and this is a little bitty shitty college town that when Trump
You sound like you're underwater, sweetie.
Oh, I'm sorry. When Trump was reelected, there was actual physical crying on the street.
Yeah, I admit I wasn't happy when Trump became elected, but it's whatever. He's the president. That's the only respect he has from me. That's just because I don't like him as a person. I don't care that he's the president.
I mean, I care about the economy. I care about jobs, and he's doing something that Hillary couldn't have done. Hillary would never brought back the economic growth we have. We would have continued on our fucking stroll into a third world country. So, and that's the sad truth. You know, the sad truth of the matter is, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, and, you know, it's said and done, so I'm not, you know, unlike, I mean, I have a bunch of friends on Facebook that are still bitching that he's president, and I'm just like, he's president, he won, leave it be.
And here's the thing, look at how good the economy is doing right now. You know? Although it's going to stop doing as good when the freaking Dems just decide to do stupid shit, and then we get to see the Senate shoot them down and nothing gets passed and ends up, you know.
Wow, I am so glad I'm not trying to be a ballyhoo right now, because that's where Keith Perry is, and that's where his campaign party is.
Well, let's see. What else has we got going on?
Ted Yoho won, and he has plans for Putnam County. Oh boy, I wonder what the fuck you plan to do. But I did vote for him. I admit that. And I voted for Governor Rick Scott to make it into Congress, I think. Yoho was in the Senate, Scott for Congress.
I have actually not been sharing these fucking golden memes because I'm going to wait until it's over and done with. But then I'm going to flood Twitter and Facebook with the Ted Cruz victory memes and the Nacho Senator, because Beto O'Rourke pretends to be a Mexican. In fact, we have a shot named after him. It's called the Beto O'Rourke. It's I buy you a shot of Jameson and try to convince you it's a shot of tequila. It's really a terrible shot, especially if you're expecting tequila. I mean, because who wants to drink Jameson with salt and lime on the rim?
Yeah.
Irving's face is classic.
Fuck.
Oh, in other news, I did get a response from that distillery. They do not distribute in Canada yet, but by first quarter of next year, or no, first couple of months of next year, or last month of this year, they're planning on being able to distribute in the Ontario area, or Ontario, Toronto area.
I guess I didn't respond to the message you sent me because I did see that. And yeah, no, I'm excited. Let me tell you.
Well, I mean, all I could do is ask. I figured you got to respect them if they answer a Twitter direct message about, distribution. I mean, why shouldn't they go take on the Canadian market? That's a really good whiskey,
Well, I mean, because Ontario in particular is a nanny state, right? And they're very particular. I don't know why. The tariffs have got to be horrendous.
Yes, but Toronto is the biggest consumer area, except maybe Vancouver. And all.
No, it's still us.
You're all nothing but fucking degenerates and drunks.
No, I just mean we're literally like we're a world-class city. We're the fourth largest city in North America.
See, New York, LA, Mexico City, which is the biggest, and then you guys is fourth.
Yeah.
Because New York's second. Don't tell them that. They'll get mad.
Yeah.
But population-wise, Mexico City is the biggest city in North America.
Yeah, they're stupid big, like 20 million, right?
Like 10 in the city itself. Let me look at largest cities in North America. Population.
New York is like 8 million with 2 million transient at any given moment. So there's like 10 million people in the city at any time. And
okay. Here it goes. Okay. Mexico City, 8.851 million. New York, 8.623 million. Los Angeles, 4 million. Toronto, 2.732. Chicago, 2.716. Then Houston at 2.3. And then Havana at 2.13. And then it goes down from there. And then Montreal. So you got two cities in the top 10.
You're kidding. Montreal's barely a million people.
It's according to this, it's 1.7 in 2016, wow. Which pushes it bigger than Epte de Morales. I don't even know where the fuck that is, but it's somewhere in Central America. And then then Phoenix, Philadelphia, San Antonio, and then Guadalajara. And then San Diego. And it continues to go down from there. And we can keep going, but why bother?
Let's see. Any other updates? Checking that Twitter.
It ends at 280,000 with Orlando. Which mean are they counting everybody at
well, DeSantis actually made it to governor. Damn it.
Is it checked?
Andrew Gillum called him to congratulate him.
Well, as far as I have not seen a Beto O'Rourke concession speech yet. So, I mean, they still have Ted Cruz predicted, and he still has a comfortable 200,000 vote lead at 61% of precincts reporting.
I mean, he's still sitting at 49.9%. And I'm looking at the live updated. It was last updated 1 minute ago.
Yeah, that's why I say use the New York Times. Is they actually? I mean, and I hate the New York Times, but they actually they actually update, as I've actually seen it update twice in a minute as precinct.
I'm looking for New York Times elections.
Yeah, election results, and then your state. You can only open so many articles from them before they want to charge you. So, yeah, just leave it open, and it keeps updating. So, and I hate the New York Times, but I'm just using it for raw data. You know?
Yeah. Governor results.
Actually, you can just leave it on that page, and if you scroll down the Florida page, it gives you everything. You just scroll down, and it'll get to it. I mean, I'm assuming if you're doing it on a laptop.
Yeah, I'm doing it on a laptop.
All right. So are they going to have enough Syrians in Canada by the next election to need the ballots in Arabic?
No, actually. There was this quiz that we took, me and my buddy, a while back about like how much do you actually know about your country? And one of the questions is what percentage of Canada is Muslim? And my buddy was like 15%. I was like, dude, are you fucking crazy? And my guess was like 0.5%. And it was like, yeah, less than 1%.
Yeah, I think the law is 12 at 12%. 12%, you have to give actual ballots out in the United States if you have 12% of the population in that language. So there are certain counties in around Houston where they have to give out ballots in Vietnamese.
Oh, that's good.
Here, we actually give them out in all different languages, at least in my town, because we have the university, so we have tons of people with different languages.
Well, see, that's the thing. A lot of those guys can't actually vote. You know, I mean, I'm sure the Democrats want them to vote, but they can't actually vote.
Oh no, a lot of them are citizens of the United States. It's just still, English is their second language, and they don't speak it well.
Yeah. But here's the thing: it's like we don't do that. You have to have a population to make it worth our while to print up the damn ballots.
Let's see. So far, Rick Scott is in the lead for U.S. Senate.
Yeah. I honestly, I mean, I know that nobody really likes the New York Times, but they do damn good election coverage.
For Florida, we've got 5 seats for U.S. House. It says 13-1, but the Republicans won 14 seats. Key House. Oh, wow. We actually got a Democrat into the House District 26. Wow. Oh, one into 27 as well.
Yeah, it's like I said, we lost 2 seats in Texas to the Dems, which was expected. But it's the one I was really worrying about was US 23, because that one has been flip-flopping all night, and it is now a comfortable 9,000 vote lead.
Oh, goody. It was a 61% vote on yes to crime victims' rights, which means instead of the criminals getting all of their rights taken care of during a trial and everything, the victims get their rights taken care of more. Let's see. Still not happy about the controller. Survivor benefits and requiring votes on higher education fees. They had 65% vote yes.
I just look at any time you vote to increase fees, it's really saying government take care of me.
I did it for the survivor benefits. It's another one of those where they rolled it both two into one bill, even though they have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, see, I don't understand why your state does that, but that's just me.
I don't understand it either.
I think that what you should be doing is, what they should be doing is, splitting them.
DeSantis is still only at 49.9 and Gillum at 48.9. There's still no check mark by it.
Yeah, a check mark means that they called it. And I'm going to say this is the fucking when they call it for Republican, it's the New York Times. They hate Republicans, so if they call it for the Republican, they are pretty much saying they're pretty much giving up the ghost. So
Well, I got to wish you guys luck. I know it's probably a little late for. Geez, is any voting station still open in the U.S. right now?
Georgia just expanded it by 3 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this is something I heard, and it's funny, but also terrifying. If you still have the opportunity, anyone watching, go out and vote. It may be the last time they let you.
Hawaii and Alaska still have their polls open because they are
vote Hawaiians and Alaskans. It may be the last time they let you. All right, but I gotta call it a night. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, you gotta work in the morning.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys.
You bastard. Have a good night.
We'll see ya.
My favorite Jeff Goldblum lookalike Canadian. I'll probably never visit Canada, but I'm going to see if I can drag his ass here.
Man, who wants to visit the land of ice and snow?
Oh no, I'm banned from it.
Why are you banned from Canada?
My aunt and uncle banned me. A few years ago, I was living in BFE, Florida, with my husband. And I didn't have a way to call my aunt, frequently. So the only time I really talked to her was when I came into town once a week for like 2 days, because I had physical therapy appointments because I was in a car accident that gave me my third bulging disc.
Mm-hmm.
And my aunt saw that I was on Facebook and she's like, "Call me now." Okay. I was wondering what the fuck I did wrong. So I called her and she's like, "So you're back from Canada?" It's like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, I got a phone call saying that you were in jail in Canada." I'm like, "No, I don't even fucking own a passport." Well, turns out somebody somewhere called my aunt and uncle, or my dad's parents, and told them that, acted like they were me, and told them that I was in jail because I was in a car that had like a trunk full of weed. So I was arrested. And I was like, I've never been to Canada. I was like, I have friends up there, but I've never been to Canada. And in the end, my aunt got contacted by my stepdad. And against my uncle's wishes, she sent $3,500 because it was supposed to be $3,000 to get me out, and she sent $500 for a plane ticket home. And she never saw the money again because I'd never been to Canada. I wasn't there.
So somebody scammed you or scammed her?
Yep. So they are like, "Yeah, you're not allowed to go to Canada."
Oh, they banned you. The country of Canada didn't ban you.
No, my aunt and uncle banned me.
All right, so there's no like legal way that they could physically stop you from going to Canada.
No, they really couldn't. But I have really no reason to go to Canada. I mean, yeah, I'd love to bang Irving, but that's the only reason.
Yeah, but you need a tallywhacker for that.
He's not gay. He's bi.
No, but he has a thing for chicks with dicks.
Yeah, I know he does. But he also likes women with straight up vaginas too. But it's just there's some crazy fucking weird people out there. I mean, that wedding gig I said I was going to be doing. I ended up not doing it because it was a scam. The person, I had sent them 2 different emails because I thought maybe I accidentally sent the first one to the wrong email. And when they replied to the second one, it was, they gave me a completely different venue than the first one. Completely different town. But both of the quote-unquote venues were properties for sale. The first one was, a chunk of land. The other one was a house. So first I called my Alachua County Sheriff's Office. And the sheriff deputy kind of laughed at me and was like, yeah, just cut off contact with them and don't do it. And then I got an email saying that they were going to be sending me a check for $1,980. It was a cashier's check. So I contacted GPD, and they're like, yeah, just don't have any contact with them. I felt like they weren't taking me seriously. And then I received the fucking check. So then I called the FBI because it's an internet scam. The check was sent from Sacramento, California, but the bank that the check is from banks that are only in Central America. In like the middle states, like Oklahoma and that sort of thing. And because I Googled the bank. And so I called the FBI, and they're like, destroy the check. You want to make sure that you have nothing to do with it, and this can make sure that you don't get hit with anything. Destroy the check. So I set that motherfucker on fire. And I haven't heard from the people again. But what I was told would happen is if I did cash the check, only like, let's say 500 of it would be available. And then my bank account the check would bounce and my bank account would go bad. But the fact that I think that it was a fraudulent cashier's check, meaning a fake one, I would have been hit with fraudulent charges.
Because you had reasonable expectations to think it was fraudulent?
No, they would have had reasonable expectations because the cashier's check didn't have all the information that would normally be on a cashier's check. It didn't have at least the headquarters of that particular bank branch or bank itself on the check. Didn't have where it was issued from or anything like that. It was completely blank except for the name and logo of the bank.
So they just pointed up a fake one.
Yeah. And I had a friend that was years ago, she was being sent these money orders, and she had no reason to believe that they were fake, none whatsoever, and she was cashing them at Walmart. And finally, once she hit a certain amount, Walmart hit her for cashing fake cashiers or money orders, and she's like, I didn't know they were fake. And so she went to court, and they're like, okay, well, we're going to bypass everything, but you are banned for life from any Walmart. She can't even shop out on Walmart.com. So when she wants something from Walmart, because she'll go onto their website and look, but she can't actually go shopping there. She'll be like, "Hey, pick this up for me."
Yep. And we're at 61% reporting, and it's looking like it's going to be a 10-point victory for Cruz. Oh, that's a relief.
DeSantis still does not have the check mark.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking if Gillian's calling capitulation at this point, I mean that's a pretty good sign. I mean, those guys have got access to better sources than we do, so you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it's still a 1% difference. So, I mean, it's still not being called. I don't think it's going to be officially called until midnight. I mean, it's a very close race, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's closer than I want it to be. You know, there was neither a red or blue wave. So, and I'm really thinking that what we're going to see is
WFT News just retweeted something from Mira Lowe. In wild election, DeSantis narrowly defeats Gillum to become Florida's next governor. I mean, for all we know, we get 2 more points and it's Gillum. And I'm refreshing.
You don't have to refresh.
Well, my computer's really slow, so that's why I go ahead and refresh it. Oh. I mean, Rick Scott's pretty much got state senate, or U.S. Senate, and I voted for him.
And see now, once the Beto fucking fiasco is over, all of his campaign mishandling of finances can now be openly investigated, and he can do some jail time. Which I'm going to be freaking happy as fuck about. So it's as I said, this has been going on, and we're looking at like a little bit of a shift, but you know, whatever. It's looking like it's a runaway.
They called it DeSantis.
They kindly checkmarked it.
Yep.
I mean, 64 districts are reporting in Texas, or 64% reporting. And I mean, it could still go either way. I mean, they're calling it, but I'm not calling it. I'm going to wait until we have 100% districts reporting. I'm wondering why Houston is taking so fucking long. Because I mean, I had a 14-hour day today working as an election judge, which I got paid for it. Yay! So I actually had to early vote and do all this other stupid shit, and then set up all the voting machines, take down all the voting machines, and then carry the ballots and equipment back to the county election center. So, yay! I was one of 3 people at my polling station. Yay!
Give me like 2 minutes. I need to go refill my big cup with some caffeine.
Okay, I'll give you a few minutes. No biggie. Okay, how many people are watching so I can actually entertain you fuckers? Oh, there are 4 people watching. No, Irving, Canada. Yeah, you're right, Ben. It's not a blue wave. It's they picked up the House a little bit, but we maintain control of the Senate. And the biggest douchebag in Texas, Beto O'Rourke, and his wave of half-shaved head, fat, fucking disgusting feminists supporters who are all about mansplaining and everything didn't do anything. And you know what? Here's the thing: when you have a presidential change of party, you almost always expect, if Congress doesn't change immediately, it will change over at the first midterm. And then when they try to do stupid shit to undo the first 2 years of what's relatively been a good presidency, at least economically and everything, then what you get is you get people, they get voted out of the office again. So,
Okay, I'm back.
Unfortunately, that means that when this douchebag from the New York's 12th district is voted out of office in 2 years, she's going to get a pension for the rest of your life. And if that doesn't piss you off, you know what? You should be mad. Because I don't see why they can't just pay into a federal program like everybody else. But we're seeing.
It sucks that DeSantis has become governor. Oh well.
How did you really expect Gilliam? Gilliam went anti-gun in a state that has 8 major firearms manufacturers.
When I looked him up when I was voting, I didn't see anything about anti-gun.
Of course, they're sneaky about this. He said he wanted to disarm all the cops. The cop shouldn't have a gun, a taser, or a baton because he shouldn't have to use that to apprehend a criminal. Well, last time I checked, criminals just don't go, oh, let's just please, we're just gonna lay down and take it and take it and take it. So, and I've never seen a criminal do that. They run. They run from you, and you end up having to beat them senseless usually because they're stupid. Because smart people have jobs. But yeah, they pick up. In the end, it's looking like we have 88% of the actual districts counted, with Cruz with a 5-point lead, and that's inside the margin of that's on the edge of the margin of error to win. So we're going to go with that. You're looking at Texas 23 is gonna go back to the incumbent. Houston is gonna be Houston. God, it takes fucking forever. But
I'm just waiting for Rick Scott to get a check mark now. I actually voted for him.
Yeah, and well, District 32 has gone to a Democrat, but fuck it. It's Dallas. It's an unredeemable shithole. Yes, I say that because I don't like Dallas. I do not like cities. You want to live like a fucking rat, live like a fucking rat. But then again, you should give up a lot of your rights, in my opinion. And it's going to be, and here's the thing. This is the thing about the Beto O'Rourke campaign. He got almost $40 million from California. $40 million.
Isn't it wrong for a candidate for one state to receive money from another state?
No, because unfortunately, no, it's not. It's not against the law. you know. Um,
Rick Scott's gonna get this. I'm gonna scroll down and look up New York. Or do you have New York pulled up?
no, I don't. I've run out of refreshes because
Okay.
I'm not about to give them money.
Oh no, I don't blame you. But Scooby would want us to read off New York. All right, his state senate, his U.S. Senate is Kristen Gillibrand at
In other words,
68%.
lost fucking cause.
U.S. House, yeah, all blue except for three seats. Key House races, 11 is blue, 19 is blue. Yeah, 19 is gonna go to the Democrat. 20.
What is 12? What is 12?
Is 12? Is that where Scooby is?
No, that socialist bitch. She's straight up a communist.
Oh, yay, yeah. Como is still fucking.
No. District 12, New York.
I'm looking.
Trust me, she got a shit ton of Soros money too.
Let's see. 17, 24, or 27, 24, 22, 11, 19. Ballot measures, Supreme Court. That's all it's showing. It's not showing 12.
Okay.
I don't know what district Scooby is. You said 12? See full house forecast.
No, that's not the right one.
Back.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up. Oh yeah, she won. She won. Fucking. Now can we just bring her up on charges for being a fucking communist? Honest to God, somebody like that, I actually, yeah, she won. She won.
Cuomo's still governor. Why are they allowed to continue? I think that for governor, they should only have so many terms.
That's dependent on each state. So, you know, and it depends on each state's law. Some states, I do believe, have term limits. Some don't.
I don't think Florida does.
I mean, I'm wanting to say, let's see.
Oh, you were wondering about Canaris?
No, I already seen she won.
Yeah.
She won. Which is fucking ridiculous. Yeah, there is no term limit on in Texas, but we don't usually have um, we don't usually have anybody serve a head or more than 2 terms, more than 8 years. Um, um, Rick Perry was the 47th. He was the only one that served in longer because he actually served 15 years as governor. Um, uh, yeah. So yeah, it's getting kind of a yeah, it's starting to come in. I'm almost saying that we have been doing this for an hour and 45 minutes, and it's pretty much coming to an end at this point.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what district Suffolk County is in New York.
Suffolk County?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I will be right back. I need to put my candy bars in the refrigerator because I don't like mushy candy bars.
Alrighty.
Yeah. And I still got like 40 of them in this bag and like 4 more bags in the refrigerator.
Yeah, that's not it. So right now I'm looking at here. I'll do a screen share for everyone. I'm looking at the different count districts of New York, so I can try and find Scoobies, so that we can figure out. So that's Brookhaven, so that we can figure out exactly which district is his, so we can let him down easy.
Yeah, I didn't see New York flipping. I mean, the problem is you have the Democrats' tactic is if you vote for a Republican, they're going to take away your benefits. They're going to take away Social Security. They're going to take away this. They're going to take away that. You know that this is their tactic. They scare tactics. But the fact that this guy outspent Cruz 2-1, and couldn't manage to pull off a win is amazing. Because this dude, Beto at work, he was a real slick talking motherfucker. And I mean, he would say out one side of his mouth he expected the Second Amendment, but then turn around and say, you know, I don't think anyone should own.
Okay, he's in District 2.
Okay.
So it looks like he ended up state senate wide. Theirs was Flanagan versus Bradbury. Flanagan looks to be in the lead, because that's usually the way they do it on these things. The one in the lead is the very first name popping up, and then the second one is the other one.
Yeah, I think so.
We're also looking for a house. So House races. Yeah, he still has King for his House district. So Scooby will continue to be happy about that. If he's not already watching the elections live on TV.
Yeah. I mean, they were like, it's. I believe it is time. It is time to start posting the horribly bad memes on the Twitterverse because I
So Ben Tomlinson is in the chat.
I believe I already addressed what he had to say.
He said Rick Scott was a surprise. Not to me, Ben. I actually voted for him. And as I've said before, I'm the token Democrat of the group. Let's see. Up to state, many of them do have term limits, and Florida does. It's why Rick Scott didn't run for re-election. Honestly, I wouldn't mind having Jeb Bush back. He wasn't too bad of a governor.
One Bush I can't. No more Bushes in politics. And I say this because they're not really conservatives. You know. You know.
Yeah, I was still too young to vote when it came to Junior going into the White House.
I mean, I didn't mind Bush. He wasn't a bad president, and you know, he did get a bad rep because there were chemical weapons all over Iraq. We know we sold them to them. I do know that my combat pay jumped from $250 a month in 2001 to when I finally got out, it was 700 and something a month. So, you know.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, he did take care of us. I will say that. So I don't have anything really bad to say about Bush, other than the fact that he was an establishment politician. And I'm not big on, I mean, and his family has been in politics for fucking ever, you know?
Yeah, that's a given.
You know, and it's okay. Out of the four key races in Texas that they're really like fighting up, it's they've called two of them. Pete Olson won in District 22, and Colin Alford has won District 32, which doesn't surprise me because Dallas is a shithole. And I'm going to say this, yes, if you live in a liberally dominated town in Texas, it's a shithole. People pee on the streets in Dallas. All right? It's you don't want to live in Dallas. If you want to live in Dallas, it's because you're a stupid millennial. Yeah, I'm going to say that, stupid millennial that thinks that, you know, living like a fucking vermin in an apartment butted up against another person, but never really knowing your neighbors, and having no sense of community, but having a Starbucks on every corner and an LA Fitness on every corner. You know what? More power to you. California's to the west, New York's to the east. Go there. All right? You know, they want the thing is these people were voting for stupid promises. Like they were saying, Beto was saying that, and now Beto's losing by almost 1 million votes. Okay, so it's pretty much over. It's 73% of districts were reporting He's down by 1 million votes. But what I'm saying is the reason why I say that is you know what, you don't, life isn't free, you know. I have
These are some cute fucking memes.
well, the ones I just posted all over Twitter.
Yeah.
The Red Dead 2, the you almost had it.
Yeah, I'm Nacho Senator.
Yeah, okay. The reason you're going to see a lot of Mexican jokes about Vito because he pretends to be a Mexican. Like I said, I'm more Mexican than him. My dick goes in one every night. Oh, people are warning about what I'm watching on Twitter. People are whining right now about, you know, men should not be able to vote on women gets for birth control. I'm like, fine, then women shouldn't get to vote on whether I get to own fucking a machine gun or not. You know what? Women shouldn't get to vote on, you know, on whether or not I get to drive a big old diesel pickup truck. You know?
Personally, I don't care if you drive a big old diesel pickup truck or, you know, own a fucking
It's still
Tommy
better.
gun.
I'm going to make a joke. It's still better for the environment than a Prius.
You know, my thing is, you know, if you can, use both responsibly. You know, don't be drunk while firing the gun or driving your diesel truck.
Well, considering I very rarely drink anymore, you know, it's I've got too much shit.
That's just an in general thing, you know. I don't care if you either. Just do it responsibly.
I mean, I'm not the one. My party's not the one that riots. You know, although I will be making my favorite bartender shave his head tomorrow. You know.
See. I have more in social. Yeah, nothing else updates yet. Oh, yeah. But yeah, the midterm elections are pretty much over. Yeah. You've heard everything. Nano, do you want to outro yourself?
Sure, I'll outro myself. I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna say this. It's over for the most part. I don't think anybody was totally happy with the results. I mean, I wasn't. But you know, no matter what, Cowboys still fucking suck. So let's just end it at that.
And I'm Tara Sin in place of Scooby331. He has thrown out his back. So he's been laid up the past couple days. That's why I haven't been streaming, is because Scooby's usually on air with me. And you know, I've just been fucking tired. So we're calling it a night. Have fun, everyone, and you know, don't riot. It's just bad for everybody.
No. If you're gonna riot in my state, because I'll enjoy sending you to hell. And I'm not even kidding there, because I'm just like I'm like, look, you know, no. I'm telling you, riot right now if you're a Democrat and you're upset. Riot to your heart's content, because you know what? Keep proving us right. Keep proving that you people have no fucking clue about what you're doing, or the fact that you know. Anyway.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Good night.